Hi friends, Andy Vegan. My daily greens, which I absolutely need, it's a mandatory for myself. Greens are really like taking a deep breath down to the very cell of my body. It's really cool. The other meal is a fruit meal. That's more like an explosion of energy and colors. That's a different way because fruit are easy digestible. Greens take a little bit longer. It goes deeper in the body. So that's how I feel it. I mean, it's a personal, individual explanation, but yeah, just to give you a feeling why I need my greens so much. Of course, science is about that it is cleansing for the blood, and the chlorophyll is a very important, most important nutrient that we have here. This is a field salad where the greens come from today. And this is a cilantro, a bunch of cilantro. That's another green here today. So it's a big green portion here. And when I get my daily greens, I try to do that in a way of variety. So I want to have always different greens. And the field salad is a salad, absolute one of my great favorites. It's available all through the year. It's maybe the only green that's really harvested all over the year. The field salad has tiny plants here. Yeah, this is a whole plant, field salad plant, and you see you can even eat the roots, tiny roots here, and they grow in the sand. That means this here in the bottom, there's always some sand and dirt and you have to wash that thoroughly. And my mother earlier on, she cut the roots, and then she had the single leaves here all over. But now she doesn't do that anymore, and I have never done that in my cooking. I leave it on and I wash it, and you have these wonderful little leaves. And this is maybe the most tasty, the tastiest of all lettuces here. I don't know, I won't call it lettuce. It's a leafy green. It's the tastiest. It tastes nutty. You can eat these little plants as is. They're so delicious, and you don't even need a lot of dressing for that. It's really tasty by itself. It's wonderful. The other greens are usually a little bit bitter, but there is no bitterness in it. It's so nice, and it's a little bit more expensive than the others, these small plants, but they're so delicious. And once in a while, I take them. I always have a lettuce with regular lettuce, then I have an endive lettuce or frisee, curly leaves, or there are so many different ones that I can take. But this one is really special, and I just combined it with some tomatoes and onions today. I have thinly sliced onions and some walnuts on top. That's a classical combination in my kitchen. The difference today is this cilantro mayonnaise. I showed you the cilantro already. And that goes last in the blender, at last, because I don't want to have the cilantro leaves blended to a smooth paste. I just want to keep it a little bit chunky, because they have a tender leaf. The cilantro is very tender. It's a very powerful green. It is green herbs. They are very healthy, and green herbs like cilantro or parsley, these two especially, they help us to get rid of heavy metals. It's a very dangerous toxic for our body. Heavy metals need to be released, and this is what they can do, the cilantro and the parsley family. Yeah, so I use it today in a mayonnaise, and a mayonnaise I usually make with nuts and avocado, instead of oil. That's what they usually do, is the traditional way, oil and but I need nuts and avocado, and water, of course. I have half a cup of cashews and half an avocado, small half avocado, and some water. The water goes in there too. And then, that replaces the oil, what they use usually the oil for mayonnaise. And then you need also something sour. I have here a lime. Because of the avocado, I take a lime. You can take a lemon too, or vinegar. And then I have garlic and chili powder, a half teaspoon, and a teaspoon of salt. That's all. There's 7 ingredients for this mayonnaise. It's really delicious. I tried it in some other recipes. It's really amazing. And you can always vary with regard to the salad you have it for. It's a salad mayonnaise. You can put more or less salt, more or less chili powder, also more or less cilantro. The bunch cilantro is nice. It's a very powerful flavor. It goes so nice with avocado. You can vary all these quantities, the measurements, but the ones here I have, I guess it's a nice combo, a nice measurement, a nice ratio of these ingredients. So half a cup cashews, half a small avocado, 1 lime, 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt, half teaspoon of chili powder, and a bunch of cilantro. Let's see, the water is in there. It's a half cup. Begin with half a cup, and I can use some water later. But I begin with this to break it down now, to break the ingredients down, to check it, and then we'll see later. Blend it in. Yes, today I have the field salad. It's also tender leaf, so I might have to use some more water because it's too heavy. Maybe the thick mayonnaise is too heavy for this tender leaf, but I'll taste it first. I can always add water. It is a little bit thick. Yeah, I need more water. The flavor is wonderful. It's very nice. Some more water for sure. So one more. One more quarter cup. It has to be smooth after all. When I take other nuts, some nuts are harder. Cashew nuts are very soft, easy to blend. If you blend a little other nuts, you have to blend harder maybe, or longer maybe. But these cashews have also been broken. They are more inexpensive if you have broken cashews. If you whole cashews are a little bit more expensive in my shop. I buy the cashew nuts in bulk. It's more inexpensive also, and I have a producer. This is sustainable. The people that harvest the cashews, they have gloves on. It's very important, and they do it in their own business. So that's a pretty cool way for them. In other producers, they do it without the gloves. They're also their own producers, but they don't want the gloves, so they ruin their hands. It's very dangerous when you work with cashews. That can be very problem for the hands, for the skin, and so they don't care oftentimes. But I make sure that my cashews are okay. So that's a little bit more expensive, but it's worthwhile. And cashews are anyway expensive anyway. I take a small amount only. Let's see. Yeah, better. Maybe still some more water needed. A little bit more. And with the water, I have a little bit more salt that needs to go in. The water dilutes it. So here you see, before I put it in, I take it on my hand so I can see the measurement. Make no mistake here. Yeah, garlic is in there too. I've got the garlic to mention. Garlic. So one more. Just to check the texture and the water and the saltiness, I mean. So now it's runny. That's okay. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I over-season a little bit always with the salad because the dressing coats all the ingredients. And that makes the flavor go a little bit lower. So I need to over-season a little bit for a salad usually. And now I put the cilantro in. You see, again, it's a bunch. And first time I put the stems in. There are here these stems. The bottom of the cilantro, they are a little bit firm. But so I put them in first. And the leaves, most of the leaves, I pulse them only. Yes, these go later. You can do it all together, but I want to make a little bit of difference here. The stems leave me a little bit more blending, creamy, and then I leave some chunks, some pieces. It's nicer. But that's very personal, as you wish. I mean, anyway, the cilantro stems, they're also soft. Yeah? Parsley is a little bit harder, firmer, but the stem, the cilantro are soft anyway, so I don't need a lot of blending. And now for the leaves, I only pulse. I want the stems, the leaves to be a little bit more whole. I don't need to have them totally soft, totally smooth. That's enough. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it. I show you in a moment. I just taste it one more time. It's so perfect. Chili, avocado, cilantro, lime. It's a wonderful combo. If you just have parsley, you might try with lemon maybe and black pepper. You can try. Yeah, maybe I do that later. I wondered I would use parsley today instead of cilantro and all the other things, but I still have some cilantro, so I thought, why not? Let's try it. Here, so now, this is the field salad, these whole plants here, precious. It's a bowl almost. And then I have some tomatoes. I have cup tomatoes here, cherry tomatoes. They are small and usually pretty delicious. Maybe, not all of them. It's enough. And a half onion here, in thinly sliced. I use a mandolin here, but you can also cut it with a knife. I like the sliced onions for this kind of salad, for this recipe, more. If you want to chop the onions, mince it, it's up to you. I like this sliced onion here on this side, especially because the tender leafy greens here, these is especially these field salad leaves. I like them so much with these thinly sliced onions. They are perfect together, I would say. Sometimes I chop the onions, but for this salad, I always slice them in that way. You see, look like. And the slices, you know, when they're thinly sliced, the hot flavor of the onion washes out with the dressing. That makes them really delicious. And it's still a little bit hot, but not that hot, you know. The slices make a big difference with the onions. And some walnuts. That's a nice combination for a field salad. So I put some walnuts in. I leave some for decoration. And now the dressing, and I show you what it looks like. So you can see all of it. It comes together. The beautiful colors, green, red, white, you know, brown. It's all very beautiful. Now this green dressing. Whoops, that's it. The rest goes in the fridge for the next portion. I have some more for myself. It's a nice starter. This is a very light salad. I will toss it later because I don't want to ruin it when waiting too long. I want to tidy up the kitchen a little bit. I will toss it right before eating. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe. MD Vegan. Have another recipe every single day. And also get your daily greens. That's really a highly recommendation. It makes such a difference. Also, greens are also important because inside the chlorophyll there's a magnesium. And the magnesium we use for the muscle to relax. If I don't have my greens on a fasting day, for example, sometimes I skip it. Next day I do my workout, I slightly let it cramp. I feel that in the muscles. I know exactly why. With the greens, never happens. The cramps don't happen so much. Again, thanks for watching. Daily greens. And you can also find MD Vegan on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Hope to see you soon.